I'm Doc.
Don Vito, what's good? How y'all feeling?
Yeah, today we have Pastor Dr. Carl Washington. He here today for the new Mount Zion Church.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so first we're gonna start off. We know you have to go, so we're gonna make this interview real quick. Where you from?
I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. Born and raised on the east side. And those from Baltimore know the difference between the east side and the west side. So
Yeah, we heard the stories.
Everybody, yeah,
man.
we
You
had
know
like
the
three
stories,
people
man.
from Baltimore, and everybody always
the
say that
stories.
east side and west
from
side.
the east side.
Yeah.
I'm east side.
Okay. East side's supposed to be the best side for us.
It's the best side. The best
Okay.
side. Yeah.
All right, okay.
So
All
what
right.
makes you come to New York?
Well, actually, I went to school in New Haven, Connecticut, and got called to a church in Connecticut. And then New Mount Zion Baptist Church was looking for a pastor, and I came down to preach, and they decided that I was the person that they wanted.
Yeah. So how long you been at New Mount Zion?
It'll be 25 years come January.
Yeah, your preaching style is I like is directly to the people, especially to the youth, the people that's in the inner cities. You speak directly to them. So your style, I think, can get the youth inside the church.
Well, I was raised in East Baltimore. That's like being raised in the central part of Harlem. I was raised in a neighborhood where heroin was introduced in the 60s. So there are a lot of things about what has been going on in Harlem and what happened in Harlem that are real for me because I was raised in that type of environment. And I always wanted to be someone that would help people get out of that type of lifestyle and move their lives in a more productive way in society. So I was excited about coming to Harlem. I'm glad to be in Harlem. As a matter of fact, I always tease people and said I should have been born in Harlem.
Yeah, you do a great job out in Harlem also. For the youth, you feed a lot of people at your church. I definitely appreciate that.
Well, just this past Thanksgiving, we gave out over 100 baskets to needy families. And normally on Thanksgiving Day, we feed between 1,500 and 2,000 families. This year we couldn't do it because our kitchen was shut down because of violations that we received from the city because of a gas leak that was in our church. And so we had to shut the kitchen down. So there were folks who didn't get fed this Thanksgiving that we've been feeding for the last 23 years.
So you say you feed people stuff like that. What about you do things on like Christmas time for the kids and stuff?
Yeah, during Christmas time, we do things for basically children whose parents are incarcerated. We have a ministry that works very hard, and what we do is we get, if people don't know it, they can know it today. You can actually get from the post office the letters sent to Dear Santa from your zip code. So we take the letters from zip code 10030 and make sure that we try to meet the family needs in our zip code.
Yeah, that's a blessing right there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you touched on about the violations. I want to get into that, about the violations.
Okay. Well, right now in Harlem, in the city of New York, but in Harlem especially, there's a lot of gentrification going on, and there are a lot of developers in the area that are going to our churches wanting the air rights over our churches. Now, for those who don't understand what that means, what they're saying is that the space above your church has a dollar value on it. And what they've been doing is they've been getting our churches to enter into development deals where they're putting apartments on top of the churches. And so a lot of our churches have gone with developers because in these economic times, they're looking for ways to maintain and sustain. Our church, fortunately, has not had to go that route simply because we own our own building. But what has happened in the last about year and a half, because they are building an apartment building across the street from us, a multi-million-dollar apartment building. They have been bringing violations to the church, and we've had to repair, and we actually had to put in a water meter. And churches actually in New York City, for folks who don't know, are exempt from paying water bills. But they made us put in a water meter to judge how much water we were using. When putting the water meter in, we discovered we had asbestos, so we had to do an asbestos cleanup. And so something that should have cost $2,000 ended up costing $18,000. And as you know, churches don't have any income stream but that of the membership. And so we've been holding our own, and we thank God for it.
And that's what we here for today at the Beat. You know, I heard about the situation that's going on with the church and your deadline in January, which you can get into. You can speak more about that. We today at the Beat 139, we have a donation. We asking for donations to help with the church. V probably could get more into that as far as, you know, the site where y'all can go help donate and save this church. So before he get into that, can you explain more about like the deadline and importance of us getting this money to raise the help for the church and the community?
Well, we have violations that we have to get repaired. What happens is they will violate you saying, for instance, there's a crack in the building. So they'll write up a violation. And then you have to go now through the city and follow all the new guidelines that were not in place when the church was built. The church actually should be grandfathered into a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because the church was built before 1939. However, there are new rules and regulations with the city, and so they want us to follow those guidelines, which in essence causes us to pay a bigger bill because of the way the church was built in 1918.
Wow.
And so with the violations, just to let you know, when we did the water meter, we found out that the gas lines in the wall were corroded and messed up. So we have to go into the wall and tear out all the gas lines. That's what shut the kitchen down.
Yeah.
And put in new gas lines and all those type of things. And we've given the church, you know, we're raising money in the church. And the deadline is actually the end of January because we do want to try to start this work in February. As a matter of fact, we're going to start the work in February. As you came to see me on Sunday, you said that Beat 139 wanted to help, and we are grateful for any help or any support anybody can give. Our church has serviced and served this community for 101 years, and so we don't ever want to leave Harlem.
And
God bless you.
And not only that, like when he's saying service, the funerals, the people, like most, he don't even, some people he did it free, don't even charge. This is a man of the community. You know, I never stand behind something that I don't believe in. Like I said, people in the community die, they come, they don't even be members of the church. And simple fact that they from the neighborhood, they get free. Well, I ain't gonna say that's what he doing all the time, so I don't want nobody to think like, oh, it's free. But he have done free funeral service for people, so it's time for us in the community to give back. You know, we definitely need to raise some money and, you know, to get this church up and running, all the donations and everything like that, what we need to do. So, V, can you give them the
Well, it's two ways to contact us. You can contact us at the beat139@gmail.com, and if you want to donate to the church, you can donate at. We have a Cash App, which is $ the Beat 139. It's $ the Beat 139 if you want to send some donations for the Reverend in the church situation, because it's very important. You know, we support our churches in Harlem. We support our churches everywhere, but it's big. And, you know, this church has been there forever, you know, and he's just trying to save the church so he can save souls and help people. And that's a beautiful thing. So the beat139@gmail.com is how you can contact us. And if you want to donate some money, Cash App the Beat 139.
Cash App the Beat 139. Every
$sign
dime will be going to the church. Like I said, we have a January deadline, so please, people, whatever you could send, please send that money to us. We'll donate to the church. We'll be in the church. Also want to give a nice donation on New Year's also, but we definitely gonna try to give a nice sizable donation before the deadline in the end of January.
Can you tell them like the address of the church? Where
Yes.
the church is at?
Church is New Mount Zion Baptist Church, 171 West 140th Street, right between Adam Clayton Powell and Lenox Avenue. Many folk in the community have been there for a whole lot of things.
Right.
And so not just funerals, but we've had communities where we used to feed on Tuesdays, but once the kitchen got shut down, we couldn't even feed the homeless anymore.
Right.
And so we're trying to get everything back up and running so that we can do ministry in our community.
So we need our people to support
Please,
support the church. You know,
Any donations help, man. Any
Yeah.
donations. Cash, $ the beat 139. That's our cash app. And like V said, if you want contact us, the beat 139.
gmail.com. And can you tell them what podcast show you on, sir?
I'm on the Beat 139.
All right, thank you for coming to the show. Thank you very much. All right, let's do a quick one with him.